Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm in Ohio. This is you guys know I'm a motorcycle guy. I've been riding again. This is a bucket list thing that I've wanted to do I used to read motorcycle magazines before the internet, and I used to read about this AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame. Well, jump back to last year. I grabbed my rental car in Columbus, and I'm driving up I-70 headed to Cambridge where I was staying. And I see this sign on I-70 that's right there, and I see the sign for the AMA National Motorcycle Museum. So 25 years in the making, I get to be here. So let's take a tour through the AMA Motorcycle Museum. I'm excited. This place is beautiful as you walk up here. Bricks, and this is neat. Here's the sign as you walk up. This is, I'm really excited to be here. With this sign here, Hall of Fame Museum. Anyways, I'm just gonna jump around and let's take a tour of the museum. This is a bike that I have fond memories of. Kawasaki 500 two-stroke triple. My buddy Vern had one of these. Super fast. Norton 850 Commando. I rode one of these in 2001. Back in the old days, right foot shift, left foot brake was a thing. This bike has that. Before they standardized. (1961) RC 161. (1930) Henderson 4. I think this was the first 4-cylinder bike. That's beautiful. Look at this thing. Looks like a spaceship. There's a blast from the past, the Vetter fairing. The Windjammer SS. This is cool. I thought it was an old bike. It's actually an Indian flat track. It's a new bike though.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. That's as gizmo-y as they get. That's pretty cool. Everybody's seen the episode of The Simpsons with speed holes? That was actually a thing. 1959 KR 750 flat tracker. I had one of these 76 Ironhead Sportster. This is a neat bike. The The front head's normal with the intake here, and the back head is flipped around. That's actually how these came. Steel shoe. When I was a teenager, this was like a dream bike, the RC45. First time I've actually ever seen one in person. 1994. When I was in my heyday riding sport bikes, these were these CBR 600Rs for the ones that we rode on the streets. These were like the hot 600. And might I say, friends, my favorite bike racer in this era was Miguel Duhamel. And this is one of Miguel Duhamel's race bikes. And I used to watch AMA racing of this bike, so it's pretty cool. Nicky Hayden CBR 600 F4. GPZ 750 Wayne Rainey. That's super cool. This is a whole other era when, before they had crazy aluminum chassis and you had to be serious to ride stuff like this. (1972) two-stroke. Triumph. So the caddy that I have in my sunroom is kind of this style. It's newer than this, but kind of that old school with the bubble fairing. Now we're into the dirt bike section. This was a hot bike when I was a youngster. Old KX 250. Like this with the pink. Oh yeah, look at this thing. Another Ironhead Sportster with the generator on it. So cool. When I was a teenager, these were super common. These trials bikes. My first motorcycle was a 1979 IT 175, and it would have had the same, more or less, motor as this. This is a 76 TY 175. Old taco. How about this? Look at those lights. Baja 1000. I always wanted me an XR 600, like forever. I may buy one day just for driving around the neighborhood. Oh, look at this. This is right up my alley. 1978 FLH Electroglide. Oh, she's a beauty. Oh, yes. 1960 dual glide with a pan head. That's a pretty neat story. Look at that bike. I had a buddy in junior high that rode Hodaka Wombat, the Combat Wombat. So in my 20s, I rode stuff like this. My first Harley was a 76 Ironhead Sportster in a rigid Paco frame. Similar to this. I just love so one of my favorite movies is On Any Sunday, and in there is Mert Lawwill, and well, here's one of Mert's bikes. And well, right here, friends, there's the movie. I've watched that movie about 100 times. So you got Mert and Cal Rayburn. One thing you get from the old stuff is the craftsmanship. Look at the chrome and just the hardware and the motors. Just beautiful. 1958. We're in a separate room here. I'll go down both sides. That's a cool bike. That was the hot rod back in '78. Kawasaki ZR1. I had a ZRX 1100, which was styled very close to this, but this is when the horsepower wars started. And then of course Cowie went from this to that. Oh, this is the Turbo 750. Never seen one of these. It's a GTS 1000. I remember reading about these in Psycho World. Notice the front single-sided swing arm. Probably not many of these left. Triumph TR6. I don't actually know what this one is. This is a Triumph TT with the belt. Now we'll go down the other side of the room. Honda Dream 50 Cafe Racer. Never seen such an animal. The beloved Honda Mini Trail. This is from the Italian Amarachi Harley era. Harley Davidson Rapido. This Aramachi, I always say that wrong. Old school Husky. Husqvarna's been around a long time making, we were talking about it today, the amount of products that Husqvarna has made over the years, and dirt bikes, they still make them today. Local taco. Oh, look at this. Solex military bicycle. Cleveland lightweight. Another two-stroke Kawasaki 500 H1. Again, my buddy had one of these and I used to ride it around, and his was a 72 or 73 H1. Absolute monster. Okay, I just had a huge chuckle here. My grandfather was a World War II veteran, and when I was riding Harleys when I was young, he used to tell me Harley's not a real bike. Real men ride a Velocette. Well, I've never seen a Velocette, friends, till today. 1949 Velocette LE. It's an interesting machine. Looks like a flat twin, like a BMW, or maybe a BMW's like a Velocette. I don't know. Interesting bike. (1976) Suzuki RES with a rotary engine, a Wankel, I'm guessing. That's super cool. When you think Wankel engine, you think RX-7. This fascinating. Suzuki TR500 two-stroke road racer. Look at the extension pipes. My buddy had one of these in junior high. Mini Enduro. Don't see many of these in my neck of the woods. 1940 Indian Scout. I knew a guy that had one. Said it was a great bike. Never ridden an old Indian. Just gizmo-y wires and knobs and thingamajiggies and twirly twirls. I love it. Here's the one that everybody knows, 74-inch Indian Chief. These were really good motors back when I was in my heyday of motorcycling, these S&S Evos. I don't know what size this one is, but you could still order these, but these were really big in the industry. Order crate motor. This is what you get. And unbeknownst to those that have watched my Cutaway video of my two-stroke, it's actually, I copied this kind of stuff. This was really common back in the day. There's a V-twin and a 4-cylinder. This is like a little lockup area. I found this very interesting. Anybody that grew up riding in the 90s, these mid to late 90s Suzuki S-Rad bikes were just legendary. I don't know what size this one is. I'm guessing it's probably a 600. Let's have a look here. If it says GSXR 750, so this was a mean bike, but look, it's actually a cutaway of the whole bike. And this is when Ram Air became a thing, and they'd actually cut a hole through the frame. so when you're going real fast you get a ton of air. This is old school. They've come a long way. This is before traction control, ABS, all that kind of stuff. It's a Honda CB750K. And there's just various cutaways in here. I wanted to show you guys this one. There's a lot of two-stroke folks on this channel. This is a H1 Kawasaki 500cc two-stroke. Okay, this dates back 69 to 76. So if you look in here, what do you see? Let's see if we can see the transfers. They're upper transfers, lowers, intake. Kind of an interesting deal. I can't really see the looks like there's a lot of blowdown on these. The exhaust port's fairly high compared to the transfer port. You guys can see here, here's the exhaust port on one and there's the transfer port. So again, air cooled, long blowdown. One thing you notice is the cranks are stuffed, basically full circle cranks. So there's not a lot of area underneath the piston. And what that tells you is this motor was probably made for bottom end. The transfers are small. And why would you make it for bottom end? Well, it's a motorcycle. You got to get off the bottom and get into your RPM range. And if you look, this is not a reed valve engine. This is piston ported. Look through, you can see right through the carbureted. So this is basically what a chainsaw is. Only difference is expansion chamber. So this would probably have way higher exhaust ports and longer blowdown, but higher exhaust ports because it has expansion chambers. So there you go. There's a H1 500cc two-stroke. Just so much cool stuff here. .650 single cylinder. Look at the size of that piston. Here's my hand for, she's big. Here's a Guzzi, Moto Guzzi V-twin. So this is my favorite era of MotoGP. The 500cc era. This is a YZR 500 GP engine bike. These things were not nasty. They would flick the riders off, and they had to change to 4-strokes, but this was a great era. 500cc 2-stroke, big power. $1980. Looks like a lowrider. This is probably my favorite. This is one of my favorite Harleys that have ever been made. It's got style. It's Willie G. Drag bars, 2-in-1 pipe, blacked out. Club style bike before they had club style bikes, basically. I've always wanted one. Harley Davidson hill climber. I could spend days here just googling stuff. Indian hill climber, another one. Indians sure made a comeback. There's a row of these, there's a Rockon, I think that's how you say it, Rockon, automatic. And you start it with pull start. Pretty cool. I haven't seen one of these ever, I don't think. Here's something more in line with what I ride. FJR 1300 Yamaha. My guess would be this is an iron butt bike. Oh, it's an iron butt bike. Wendy Crockett, 2019 Iron Butt Rally winner, being the only woman to ever win. That's cool. Wendy is a 6-time Iron Butt Rally finisher and is a Guinness Book World Record holder with over 300,000 competitive miles. Wendy Crockett, hats off to you. That's, and of course, I should probably get one of these. It has a Russell Daylong seat. Russell seats are the comfiest seat probably ever made. That's a serious bike. What do we got here? Oh! I'm not sure what year this is, friends, but I'm gonna say it's like early 80s, 81, 82, 900 Super Sport. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So this is what they call a bevel drive 900. There's a shaft in there, think of a drive shaft, and it turns a set of gears which opens and closes the valves. This is, to purists, this is a real Ducati bevel drive. Super weird, it works well. And then after they went to belts. Mine's a Panta, that's the motor that they came out with after this. Super neat bike. You just don't see these ripping around anymore. Yep. And last but not least, I love stuff like this. World Tour motorcycle. So this motorcycle has been around the world. And it looks like it has, and that's cool. Well, friends, all good things must come to an end. I got me a hat and a decal, and we met a fellow in the entrance. He's been wanting to come here his whole life too. The difference is he's been an AMA member for 63 years. And it was pretty cool. He's really excited to be here. So anyhow, back to the regularly scheduled program and back to the Paul Bunyan Fest. But I'm really glad. You got to make these things happen in life or they don't happen. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Later.